Riley. I'm a member of the football team and the state championship baseball team last spring. At this time, it is my honor to welcome Leroy Stewart to the podium as he speaks on behalf of the 1957 state championship football team.
If you count on your fingers, you can see why I need glasses. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
That's too bad. It's an honor to be here tonight representing the 1957 Brewer High School State Championship football team. We were so fortunate to be coached by two of Brewer's outstanding coaches, Coach Dave Oxter and Coach Larry Mahaney. Most of our heaviest linemen were recruited by Coach Oxter when we were in the 8th grade. He actually visited grammar schools in the area and convinced us to go out for football beginning our freshman year of high school. Eating pizza and watching film strips at Coach Oxter's house before we entered Brewer High School brings back many fond memories. 8 nervous freshmen joined the varsity team in the fall of 1954, but saw very little playing time. As sophomores, a new football coach arrived on the scene, Coach Larry Mahaney. Coach Mahaney's watchword was defense, and I quote him, "If the opponents don't score, we don't lose." That was good advice. By the year 1957, Coach Mahaney had put together a state championship team that outscored its opponents 238-20 in 8 games. Our line was one of the largest in the state, averaging 185 pounds, but that was weighed with full equipment. The Witches placed 6 members on the 1957 All-Eastern Maine grid team. Don Harnum, offensive and defensive end. Everett Pellin, who's here tonight, halfback. Bud Robinson is here tonight, right end. Leroy Stewart, offensive guard and defensive tackle. Bump Hadley, right guard, he's also here this evening. Our quarterback and defensive halfback, Ed Cowley, who along with Bump was selected 2 years in a row, 56 and 57, to the All-Eastern Grid team. Ed was an exceptional co-captain and leader, small in stature, but big in heart. I have a couple of football stories I'd like to share with you. We were taught how to tackle by Coach Mahaney's brother, Keith Mahaney, and Keith is here tonight, who repeatedly told us, put your shoulder pad into their belt buckle and wrap them up. During a game against John Bass, their running back, Eddie Pooler, a cousin of our defensive tackle, Danny Pooler, ran straight towards Danny's position. Remembering his instructions from Coach Keith Mahaney, Danny placed his shoulder pad into the belt buckle of his cousin, straightened up with Eddie over his shoulder. It actually carried him at least 30 yards down the field. And the officials were frantically blowing their whistles. Danny, being a good sportsman, he finally just stood Eddie up, right? It took a couple minutes for Eddie to actually return to his offensive huddle. During the practice in my freshman year as a defensive tackle, I found myself near the sideline, and coming directly towards me with no offensive blocking was a running back by the name of Edgar Payne. Edgar was just a bundle of muscle. He was built just to run over you or through you. My first thought was I had to make this tackle in order to earn a position on the team. I don't remember the results of the tackle, but I continue to enjoy telling Edgar that when I woke up, I said to myself, well, that wasn't too bad after all. Thank you for having me here this evening.
The 1957 ceremonial piece here, we have 5 family members of deceased players from that squad that we will award an honorary certificate to on behalf. When I call you up, I would ask that the family member remain standing up here so we can get a photo up. Accepting the award for Ed Kiley are his grandchildren, Brian, Andrew, and Sarah Kiley. Accepting the award for John McDonald is his brother, Joe McDonald. Accepting the award for Norris Nickerson is his son, Bruce Nickerson. Accepting the award for William Simpson is his son, Fred Simpson. Lastly, accepting the award for the head coach of that squad, Coach Larry Mahaney, a 2014 Hall of Fame inductee, is his brother, Keith Mahaney.
Football teams. My role here tonight was twofold. One of which, Kathy Cahill told me my only job tonight was to read off the names of the 57 teams as they got their awards from day one. That was it. Then she said, well, it's going to take us about 5 minutes to get these folks lined up, so you need to have filling time. So I've got a couple of comments to make. First of all, is we put together a group of detectives to try to find people on these particular teams. That was not an easy job. They were all over the country. We didn't know where they were. So people like Jim White, Jim Garrity, Gail Strange Stewart, Dick Gray, and myself given the assignment, but also we're assigned to go find people. We used Google, we used Facebook, we called relatives, we called aunts and uncles, even some ex-wives. Actually, the ex-wives were the best source that we had. So, Nelson Savage, are you here? Where is he? through. That goes on. First of all, Leroy Stewart did a wonderful job talking about the 1957 team. And he's very modest. Leroy was a great football player, a really good basketball player, as were many of these folks. All set? Okay, talking anymore. Okay, the 1957 football team. First of all, the first person is Robert Bob Blanchard. Jerry Zeke Conley. Jim Garrity. Brown Goodwin. Assistant coach Jim Grindle. Alton Bump Hadley. Richard Kenny. Paul Kaya. Robert Bob McLeod. Everett Pellin. Dan Pooler. Nelson Savage. Leroy or Roy Stewart. John Venetestein.
Ladies and gentlemen, the team members of the 1957 state champion football team.